All right, man. No matter how professional we get, I'm always like, I can never get everything that I need to get done with that with the intro. So, what's going on, everybody? This is at Big Games BS or Big Show. Obviously, starring me. We got my man Bobby Brown Jr. Got Miles
Yer.
Humes here as
What's
well.
up? What's up?
On a Wednesday, Hump Day. We gotta. I
People
gotta.
still call it that?
Yeah, I mean, well, depends on which social media you use. Like Twitter calls it Wagon Wednesday.
Great.
It's very great for the morale of the country, I believe. Tuesdays
Makes
we're not
people want to
on.
finish the week at work.
Right,
You know?
yeah, it helps you get over the hump.
Yeah.
So like,
Nice.
you
I see
know,
what you did there.
a lot of different things,
I get
but I guess that's a kind of a good way to get into it. Again, we always start the show off with, you know, cleaning up stuff or continuations of stories. One we talked about on Monday was we talked about Schefter and Gil Brandt. I do want to come back a little bit on that. Adam Schefter, I appreciate you, man. I think I think it's amazing what he did.
What did he do?
Like I said, apologies I hate because they typically don't have any follow-up. But what he did was he not only apologized, but he took a significant amount of his time, had his editing team come up with a tribute to Dwayne Haskins. And I think, while I think, people may say he wouldn't have done that had he not messed up, but I also think that he should be applauded because he didn't have to do that. A lot of people just stop at the canned apology, and he did that, but he also talked about the great things that he's done and some things I didn't know, like how he really entrenched himself with the Steeler community. He was on a fan cruise. He did some things. I thought that was quite notable.
So he walked back pretty much the initial tweet that he did.
Well, yeah, but his tweet wasn't as bad, as
okay.
Gil Brandt's. But I think it was just the coldness and the callousness of it.
Yeah.
And more so the wording. When you talk about struggles, people's mind immediately goes to like, addiction or something dark. But like, just because you suck doesn't mean you deserve to die or anything that. It's just a bad.
My only thing was I didn't watch the podcast or anything that he put out, just because I don't know. Like, my only thing was he did that on his platform. If there's any type of ad revenue or anything that's coming through off of that, donate that to the family, and then I'll go with it. Because when you put that tweet out and then you delete it and then you roll this out, now it's got me thinking, oh, well, you just did that to get everybody riled up to watch your next podcast episode. You're just trying to, you're monetizing once again off of this. But that's just me being a natural hater, loving to hate. I don't want to give him any room for bail here.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the way to think about it. I never thought about it that way. Like, I mean, I can't say that you're wrong for thinking about it that way, but I appreciate that more than I appreciate just the fake apology, and then that's just it. So I just want to make sure people knew that. I'm going to start off the show with what I'm just hating on in general. I guess social media. And Hate O'Clock brought to you by Green Acres Goods, to go to outdoors shop, not just gun shop, but like you can get bows and arrows, you can get your fishing equipment, you can get anything that you need for outdoor things going on. Right now, they're hiring. So if you got sales experience, preferably in guns, but if you got any kind of retail experience, hit them up. You can hit me up on the inbox. I'll make sure that they get your information. If you have that, doesn't mean it's going to be a vouch for you. I can just make sure they get it. They're also selling canik handguns, 9mm, 2 built like an AR, like with AR basically attachments. I
saw you post this on Instagram.
Yeah, don't crush me for not saying it right. I don't pretend to be a gun enthusiast. I'm liking guns, but I don't pretend to be a gun expert. That's what Green Acres does. But we're going to shoot that, and we're going to shoot a little snub nose 38. Those are always fun. Just a little, because again, like I tell a lot of people, man, like everybody's these gun snobs and all this shit. Like I had one person say, you might as well get a cap gun. And I know the guy, and he's a good guy, but like I said, I bet if you stood in front of me and I shot you with it, it wouldn't feel like a cap gun, though.
What's a cap gun? I don't know
The
anything
little pop
about.
guns. Oh my God, you are young. That's right.
Like a BB
like a BB
gun?
It's not a BB gun, but there used to be like the cap gun. All right, you ever seen the firecrackers? Not really, but it's like gunpowder and a little white, like, and you throw it on the ground.
The poppers.
So just imagine that same concept, but you have a gun, a toy gun, and you shoot it, and it makes the smoke come up, and it makes all the noise that the guns used to make in the back of the day.
Got it. So
that's a cap gun.
What never mind. I couldn't even think of his name. I was gonna say what that movie guy should have been using. Alec
Baldwin should have used.
I couldn't think of the name. The joke would have been perfect. God dang it.
Yeah, sometimes it works like that, man. That's the problem with doing things live. And you know, people catch you on the spur of the moment. But I'm going into social media being my hater clock because everybody puts on airs that they're so perfect, that they have these things, or people also fail to realize that you can discuss, and wavering your opinion doesn't necessarily mean you're weak. It just means you're trying to grow and you're trying to have dialogue. So that's one thing. People don't act like that. Everybody's got one firm position and they feel like they can't move from it. The other thing that I hate about social media right now is how everybody takes these small clips and they blow it up into something that's bigger than what it is. And where do I get this from, and what is this stemming from? Well, there's two things. One being Cam Newton. Cam Newton's dress code is nowhere near as bad as it used to be.
Yeah.
Still things that I can't do. Like, I don't know what this hat, this pirate bandana thing around the neck thing, but like, he's not wearing the, he's toned it down a little bit in his maturity. But Cam Newton made a comment on $1 million worth of game, I believe it was on.
Yep.
Really good podcast.
Gillian Wallow
have done a really good thing. Actually, I don't know if it's them or if it's stop. What, I always get them and Bleacher Report confused. Who is it? Anyways, they're on one of the largest platforms. It'll come to me. But they do a good job of editing their interviews to get you to draw. And what I think a lot of people haven't realized is, in a minute to a 2-minute clip, it is impossible for you to get the entire context of a complex question. It's happened with us when we talked about the Will Smith thing, and one of the videos was a minute. If you watch that minute, you really think I'm angry at Will Smith. If you actually watch the whole show, it builds up and it gives context to that little 1-minute clip, right? So what was Cam Newton talking about? Cam Newton was asked about his preference in women. So Cam went out and talked about how he was raised and how he grew up. So he grew up in a 3-parent household, which I was about to say, whoa, there was a little polygamy going on, but no, it was his mom, dad, and his grandmother. His mom's been married for 30 plus years. His grandmother was there. The women cooked, they cleaned, they did stuff, right, wrong, and different, no matter how you feel on the level and the spectrum. Cam Newton talked about what he likes in a woman and why he feels about it. Now, he used, popular cultural terms like bad bitch and different things like that. But in no way, shape, or form did Cam Newton put an indictment on all women. He said what he likes. And boy, anytime a man discusses his preference in a woman, some segment of women are going to take it as he is hating all women. And for some reason, I don't know what it is about this one topic or these two, but cooking and cleaning, if you suggest that you want your partner to do that, you are
all hell
terrible person. You're the most misogynistic man to ever walk this earth for having a preference in which you choose to want. Yeah. Now, a lot of think pieces are getting written about this. A lot of sensational tweets have been put out where a bunch of men who either don't have a woman, don't care, have their own preference in women, are coming out against Cam. And then people are saying, like, this is why you're like, one person put, an unemployed male is saying that he wants his woman to do this, which I don't know if they've ever looked at Cam Newton, but Cam, Cam might not be on the NFL team right now, but I could promise you,
yeah,
without a shadow of a doubt,
them calling him bro was the funniest part of it. Like usually when you offend women on Twitter or the internet, you're either the insults that come at you are you hate black women, you're homophobic, or you're broke.
Which is why you always see me say something like, as a joke, like just say you hate black women, because like that's the comeback for everything. Yeah. Like I like my macaroni and cheese baked and real cheesy. Just say you hate black women. Like, whoa. Like, where did that come from? Like, it's just the most. Now, the wildest part in all of this, though, is Cam literally just said what his standard of is in a woman.
He was asked what his
standard was. Standard. His standard. I'll say this to say every fucking week we have women place their standards on men, and men are just said, you got to accept this as what it is. And when you don't, you get called broke, small dick, ugly, all the things that if you said those things to a woman, they call you misogynistic, side shaming, broke shaming, all these other different things, when honestly, there's nothing wrong with women who want men who are affluent. But here's the crazy part. Cam Newton, I'm not even speaking for myself because I don't know. I'm not Idris Elba. I'm secure enough in my manhood to know that that's a fine motherfucker. I've seen enough women say that they like Idris to know that, hey, maybe Idris is the standard when it comes to that. I can listen to a Kevin Samuels interview and give myself, I'm not, here's what I know. I know I ain't a 0, right? But I also know I ain't a 10. Actually, Patrice O'Neal probably has the best grading scale ever. It's 0 to 30. And you break up people into thirds. So if you're 0 to 10, you're like, if you're a 10, you're a pretty ugly motherfucker. If you're 10 to 20, like you're somewhere in the averages. Like if you're a 20, you're the prettiest of the average. A 30 is just a bad motherfucker. But like you could be a 20, let's say you could be a 21, and you could be an ugly, pretty motherfucker, which I think gives you more wiggle room. Okay. But if you would. But
this is great. I might start following this.
I think it's a much better. I think 0 to 10. Because 10 means you're perfection. Like, and I don't think anybody's perfection. But I think like it's okay for like if you're a 10, right? If you're a 10 as a woman, if you're a 10 as a man, you have literally the entire population that's more than likely coveting you. If you're a 1, you don't get to have those kind of standards. I mean, you can, but you're lessening your pool. Cam Newton, from a stance of, I don't know how people view him, but from his economic standpoint, his ability to take care of people, he's an athlete, one of the elites. He can really have his say and choice of what his preferences are, because there's probably no lack of abundance to the type of woman that he wants. Now, who wouldn't want a person that could cook, clean, and do these different things? It doesn't mean that doesn't make you agreeable or as a mate.
And people are only upset because the people mad probably just can't cook. You can't cook. The cool and you don't clean. I've seen some of y'all houses.
So I have a lot of beautiful friends, and obviously I'm not in the market or anything, but if I was, I know for example, I got Sheena, Doc, and Nikki, 3 beautiful women, 3 really beautiful women that all my friends have no idea how I could just put blinders onto them. I'm not naive or blind to it. It's just they're my friends. They're way more valuable to me like that. But like I see who they talk to, and you know what I automatically would do if I was a man? And I tell my friends, I qualify my friends for themselves to protect them. Bro, you don't meet her qualification standards. So why even try to disappoint yourself?
That's honest.
And that's cool for them to have those.
That's also hate.
That's not hate.
That's no, I don't want hate,
no. I don't want my. Now I do have friends who can do it. Like one of them has dated nothing but ball players, and the dude he's as wide as he is tall.
Shake something up.
Nah, they don't think. Now, listen, if you feel like after you come to me with the game plan and I've told you what the play was and you decide to go up there, hey, if you get the results that were different than what I told you, God bless. But don't come to me crying when you get your heart broke. I'm not telling you not to do. If you come and you ask me, hey, what do you think my chances are with Doc? I'm tell you, hey, bro, don't think you got a good chance. Just saying it I'm telling you the truth in love.
That's honesty. The first way you said it was hate. The first way you said it
I don't
was
care.
hate.
I want everybody. I want all my friends to be happy. I also don't want. I'm not the person to call when you've having relationship problems. Now, when you crying and stuff, all I'm gonna do is say, "I told your ass not to go over there and do that, didn't I?" And then you went over there and did what you wasn't supposed to do. Stuck your hand in put the hot stove. Put your hand on the hot stove and you burned it. What I'm saying is they can afford to have standards that somebody who's maybe cross-eyed can't. Like you should but again, if you don't like to cook, right? Nobody's saying you got to cook. Well, what Cam Newton is saying is that if you can't cook, you probably can't be with Cam Newton, which is fine. Women in consonants are the only people right now who believe that anybody having a preference is an attack on them. If a person says that they don't like men with dreads, I don't take that as you hate dreads. I just take that as you don't like men with dreads and you're not attracted to that.
But if you tweet that, then there's plenty of people on Twitter who tell you that you hate your black yourself. You are self-loathing.
Reading comprehension is something that is not like one. Reading comprehension is terrible in America. And two, everybody has to be offended by everything, and that's not what it was for. But what you also not realizing is they are a machine. Like some of these things, a quote, or like actually, Miles, you did a really good job on editing the HBCU thing, HBCU comment that we had on last Friday's show. Oh my God, it's a bunch of people from HBCUs that really got their panties in a ruffle on that. I didn't say because you went to an HBCU you're fake woke. I just said I hate the fake woke people that go to that's into them. If you ain't fake woke, it wasn't about you.
Yeah, exactly.
But you could choose to be offended by it, but that doesn't make your offense right. It just means you chose to be offended by it.
I got the Cam Newton video if you want.
Yeah, let's go. Let's play it.
It's about a minute long.
What'd you say, Miles?
I said it's about a minute long.
Yeah. This is so I watch the podcast a lot, but I actually haven't seen this clip. I've just been seeing the fucking outreach on Twitter that everyone's going mad about.
It's been outrageous, man. People are mad.
This girl said, Cam, if you can't take care of yourself, just say that.
Period. Even the crazy part on that, like, because I don't have the headphones on.
Yeah, he's not playing it yet. That's why I'm talking.
But even with that, right? If he can't take care of himself, he can afford to pay. So while you're playing that, let's just talk about what. Not me. I would never put myself in that category. Don't need to. Don't care for those terms. But let's just shave away all the different things, right? If Cam's saying cooking and cleaning is what he needs, right? He can afford a maid. He can afford a chef. He can afford a lot of different luxuries. But he's choosing that in you. And if you can't provide with money, can you bring money to the table for him? He got that.
You can't ask people. Apparently you can't ask women these days what they bring to the table.
Right, and it's just like you bringing pussy in mouth. I could go to the DR and pay $40 for that and get a lot cheaper than what it costs to really be around some of y'all.
I wonder when that question started pissing people off.
It started pissing because again, I've said this. This is the truth, and this is going to piss some people off. Accountability in women is like children and vegetables. They don't like them. It's just everybody has to be accountable for everything except for the woman. Is it not playing?
Yeah, it's taking too long.
It's okay. Don't even worry about it. We'll retweet it on Sports Den. The bottom line is join the conversation, listen to it. If you were offended, grow the fuck up. If you weren't, or you have an opinion, let's join the dialogue about what's going on with Cam Newton. Another thing on social media that I hate, because people act like these things do not happen. And I'm going to be honest with you. I personally do not care for this comedian or his style of comedy. And that's Drewski. He looks like a pug to me.
Jesus Christ.
It's just weird. I mean, it's just a lot of things that he does. But I will say he's talented. I respect the hustle. He's done a lot of different things. He's really blown himself up. He's hardworking. And a lot of his skits do have some truth to it. The skit that he just put out, I think yesterday, that got a lot of people in an uproar and a rage is about, because what he does, that one friend. So it's that one friend that acts weird when the women come around.
Yeah.
And he always wants to fight or test your manhood and blah, blah, blah. The one friend that's this. So what he did was the one guy that's always trying to get all the women drunk. And it was creepy. But the thing is that I don't think he necessarily made that to be funny as much as he made it to be like, hey, if we don't know that guy personally, we've all heard of that guy. We know that this guy exists. And to be honest with you, I saw a lot of women get upset. I saw a lot of men get upset. We don't just know that guy that exists. We know that woman that exists. And it stinks. It is something that people, like all the men that I knew, were like, that's why we don't hang out with that guy. That was the quote tweets. That's what the real dudes were out here saying. Like, yeah, man, we try to protect people from that guy.
Once you grow up and learn about your friend group and how they go out, you stop inviting certain people out. You know what I mean? Like the guy who always wants to like where the hoes at? Where the
guy who always wants to fight. You don't want to be with the guy who always wants to get in a fight because you want to just have a fun time.
Exactly.
Now, what I will say is this though. Let's talk about it. I was just in you almost don't grow out of it because some people are still like that. So I was in Tallahassee this past weekend, obviously. And I went out to a grown folks event. Saw a lot of people that I haven't seen in years.
It must have been nice.
It was good. A lot of people knew me for different reasons growing up. And most of them were like, man, we're so proud that you are what you've become now. And you've changed from the way that it looked like you were headed. And I agree with them. I concur. Now, the section I was in, we had a guy who was the life of the party. I think I talked about him, Shay. Shay was making sure the Remy was was superfluous and in abundance. And it wasn't, it was women in the section that they knew that were drinking too, that were encouraging themselves to drink. We've also seen the viral videos of the women in Tulum or when they go on these vacations, they're pouring this stuff. They're making reckless decisions. They'll talk about this, living my best life, blah, blah, blah. So I had to leave because I knew I had too much, man. I was hurting. But I had a friend hit me up because her boyfriend was the DJ, was one of the DJs there. And I like doing business with people that I know. So like, I was like, man, if he would have hit me up, he could have DJ'd my tailgate. So she was like, man, I want you to meet him so that y'all can connect and do it next time. So I was like, all right, man, I'll come back in, got myself together, came back in and did that. I walked by somebody that I knew from high school. She was younger than me. And some creeps had her teed up, bro. Teed up. She was hurt. And now the alcohol gets people talking in ways that they don't need to be talking, right? But what I did was, I'm like, yo, you're not finna leave with these new cats that you don't know.
Yeah.
So now that guy was probably mad at me because one, she's recalling she's reading my resume. So he's like, I don't compare. Now to him, I look like Cam Newton. Now to Cam Newton, I look like him. If we just put it in perspective. And I'm like, bro, nah, that's not what's going on. I need to make it for my conscience. I need to see this is protecting black women. This is what it looks like. I ain't got to fight nobody to protect somebody in a situation where I can come in and make sure that they get to the car. Now, she was talking real reckless about a lot of different things. And I said, man, and I'm just trying to shut her up, get her in the car, make sure she's safe, make sure it's the fucking car that she was supposed to be getting into, right? And that's what happens with real dudes. But the thing is that she put herself in that situation too, because she drank the alcohol like an adult. Because this is the confusing part in this generation right now. Every tweet is one tweet, then it's another tweet. I'm independent, I'm strong, I don't need any help. Then it's protect women. Don't be predatory. I was in the situation with Shay. Shay was feeding alcohol. I drank it, right? As an adult, I took the accountability. If I would have done it, like for just saying hypothetical, I was drunk. If I would have done something with her, nobody would have said, James, you were drunk. You made a bad decision. They would have said, James, you took advantage of the drunk chick, though. Not the fact that I probably drank a whole bottle of Remy by myself.
Yeah.
I would have had to have been accountable in that situation to make the right decision no matter what. On the other hand, another grown adult doesn't have to be held to that same standard of that accountability because nobody forced them to drink. Now, there are things that do happen where people do spike drinks and do stuff like that. I'm not even talking about those situations. And that's not even what his video, Drewski's video, was about. It was about the person feeding alcohol. The other side of it is every R&B song from the 80s and 90s, and even some of them now, what do they all talk about? Setting the mood. Do they set the mood with now and laters or with butterscotch candy or cookies? Let's drink some milk and get in the mood. Let's drink some wine. Let's have this. Let's have this. Let's take this. We all know what alcohol does, and that's what that predator knows too. But if you know in situations that people like this exist, you know you have to go into that situation in a defensive mindset. It's not trying to take away from the fun. It's also why I don't close clubs. I don't close clubs, and what that means is club closes at 2, I leave at 1:30 at the latest if I'm going out. The reason why is because I know what happens in the fucking parking lot. It's not me. It's just I understand the surroundings of what happens when people get out to the parking lot. That's how you get shot. If you didn't know that happens. Or you get hit with a bottle or a bunch of bad things happen. I take defensive measures. I also try not, even though I did drink a lot, but I was within my wits though. And the problem is like you know that these type of people exist. Hell, on the female side, I love Cardi B to death, but Cardi B even talked about getting dudes super drunk so she could set them up to get them robbed back at her younger self.
That's how she was making her money.
We know that these things exist. So as a friend or as a person, these people should not exist because we take them away because of accountability. Not just men. It's not men's job to be accountable. It's duality. It's the woman's job to not even put herself in that position to be able to have that happen. And if we're both, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's one over the other, but if we're both actually actively going after it and protecting each other, those just like people talk about the baby daddies. You realize that women outnumber black women outnumber black men 2-1 when it comes to having babies. If it were healthy, it should be 1-1. What that tells me is that the same dude is having multiple babies with different women, based on that statistic. How do you eliminate fatherlessness? How do you eliminate dudes, the futures of the world? Stop getting pregnant by futures. Now, I will say this as a man, and most of my friends, we don't. I joke about. I make the joke. I don't even talk to my dad because I don't hang around dudes who don't pay child support or take care of their kids.
That's funny.
Like that happens, but at the same time, is some woman keeps opening up her legs to get pregnant by the same dude. Accountability is really what's key. And skits are meant to aren't always meant to make you laugh. They aren't meant to make you cry. There's a lot of different reasons artists make art. And if you don't like Drewski, like I do, I wouldn't have known about it if it wasn't going viral because everybody was talking about how much they hate it.
Yeah. I didn't see people talking about how they hated it. I definitely saw people like reacting to people who hated it. Like, you know what I mean? Because everybody has that one friend, you know, but it definitely, you know, sketches are literally made to, you know, you have more time in a sketch and more leeway to talk about something serious in a joking manner, you know, right, or address a topic in a more serious manner than you would anywhere else. So it did its job. I don't know why he deleted it.
I don't know why he did. I hate that
he ended up taking it down.
Because I'm telling you, a lot of people were just like talking about this perpetuates rape culture. Like this is making light of serious situations when really, if you wanted to go and look at the theme between a lot of his sketches, a lot of them, especially the ones where he's making fun of frat boys, it's kind of the same sketch. But the thing is that we know that that's the reality, but we'd rather get mad at a fictional skit than actually fix the actual fucking problem, which is is truly the culture. Because again, I say that you can probably see somebody who said they hated that and look through their media and see them turn up, and they're not turning up with ginger ale.
Yeah, that is one thing that I do hate, where it's like, not even that I do hate it, but everybody like social media. If social media is just for jokes and then random ass opinions and blah blah blah, whenever you want to get serious, you always got somebody pulling up. Oh, this you.
Right,
you see those posts?
That's true.
This you on 2015, blah 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 blah.
Now, I do think though that's the problem. Is a lot of people aren't who they are in real life on social media. You're this fictional good person. I don't know how to be that. I can only be one way. Like, I only know how to be myself. Actually, to be honest with you, I may be more pulled back on social media than I am in real life, because I'll say something way wilder in real life.
Yeah, when you're with your friend group and when you're with people who are around. I don't know. For me, I'm on social media for jokes, lies, and exaggeration. I'm just having fun.
A lot of these lies are dope. Man, so much other stuff that gotta get into this last one right here too, because this is what's really fearful, and this show may actually not get me canceled, but I'm sure, just like I got a lot of women mad at me about my stances on Jada, I'm sure this one will get people mad at me. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't care. It's like, you're not the only people if Carmen's mad at me, that would be tough to deal with, but I know I'm her only son, so she'll get over it. And she loves me, I think. But this is why I love my mama. I think my mother is gorgeous. I have never seen I know my mother has had, I think it's like 3 or 4 guys that she's dated in my lifetime. Maybe there's more. I only know about 3 or 4. I'm lucky. And actually 3 of them happened like so much later in my life that I didn't even care anymore. But I wasn't one of those guys that had the uncles or the different people that were coming in and out of life. I'm also grateful that my mother has never, had a video or anything put out. Because I remember thinking, when I found out that Superhead has a son, I felt so incredibly bad for that kid, because kids can be cruel. And the locker room is one of those tough places in hell. Even Kim Kardashian made the news because she caught Kanye West crying because their 6-year-old son saw an ad for an unreleased sex tape of her and Ray J. So now you live with regret, and the accountability is too much, because women are. I have no problem with. I'll say this OnlyFans era woman has to be careful. The Twitter era woman has to be careful, because while you're living your best life, boys, coaches are seeing you, mama, and they seeing you getting bust wide open, and they're sharing this with your sons in the locker room. And they used to joke and say, "Hey, man, I want to hit your mama. I know your mama got some good stuff." And yeah, you can say, "Well, that's buying the kid Jordans." I mean, good for that.
I don't want no Jordans. Yeah, keep it. Give me the K-Swiss. Give me the Skechers.
It's wild though, isn't that? But the wildest thing, the wildest thing is it always comes down to money. Even the Russell Wilson thing, it never comes down to the fact that he's a good dude. No, exactly. It always comes down to Russell Wilson makes $400 million. Yeah. So was he a good dude or is it not? Is it about the money? Because 100%. again, people don't want the truth.
You can be a good dude and not have money, but you're no longer a man. You lose your manhood when you don't have money. You can't lose your womanhood for being broke.
Right. Men have no problem. Point. Here's the one. Actually, that's Patrice. No, men have no problem dating down. That's part of the problem when men start saying they have standards. Man, I'll fix your credit. I've been known to do. I ain't no simp. I ain't gonna spend all the money. I ain't gonna buy you a Birkin. But to build you to where you can come out and be better than you found me, I ain't got no problem doing that. Because also, if I can do that, then You don't need me to get you a Birkin anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you can afford your own shit. But women, for every Barack Obama, there is, like, because Michelle was clearly in a better position. There's a ton of dudes who's just like women that ain't elevating men like that. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not saying that a good woman can't help a good man. But what I am saying is that y'all, from what you're saying, you have a much harder time going up. My bad.
You brought it up talking about the social media locker room and the OnlyFans thing. Where were you going with that point?
Hey, the ghost of the ghost of your freedom and your sexual liberation affect you in ways that you never thought. It's different when it's all good. It's all cool when you're talking to your homegirls about, you know, how you got to take 14 inches. But it's different when your son's seen you do that. Now he doesn't want to share a cup with you. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's a lot of stuff that I'm just telling people. Like, I don't think, like, I didn't have to deal with this. Again, videos were the things that, and then, like, you can't even use what is it called, revenge porn against people because you published it. Like, in my era, it was just like you didn't want the rumors and stuff like this. Because the funny thing, I also joke with this. A lot of people don't go. I love going back home because I get treated like a king because I was that guy when I go back home. A lot of y'all can't go back home because the person that you portray now is not who you were back home. And they know the real you. Like, you don't want to take your man back home because everybody knows you biblically. And you portrayed yourself to be a church mouse, like in a whole new city. They used to joke about Miami girls coming to Tallahassee trying to rewind back their whole facts. But I mean, that's the I was just trying to button up my hater clock with that.
Yeah. It's dangerous out here. Kids are showing in the locker rooms now, man.
I'm saying
now we get to see the full effects.
Like, my bad. I think a kid come out. A kid was getting bullied. They're getting bullied for these things.
Yeah,
and I think
there was a guy who was basketball. He's in high school. I guess his sister, 19, just graduated. He was on Twitter. He was like, they were on live together. She has she's killing it on OnlyFans. She's doing fucking amazing. She's doing great. But the guy was like, man, I can't even talk trash in the games no more, the locker room no more. Everybody talking about they follow you on Twitter and shit, man. Like, you can dunk that ball, man. I'm gonna go dunk your sister, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like,
I mean, you know, it's tough when it's a kid because, like, we're putting security like these guys don't even know who they are yet. That's my problem. Again, it's not like everything that I do.
It's gonna do a lot of bad shit.
I've done a lot of stuff. But nothing that will ever come to embarrass my kids. Like, now when they're 30,
that you know about.
That I know about.
Yeah.
Now they may rephrase that. I'll probably say some shit, but like nothing that's like that they can find. Like nothing like that. I can say that. I'm trying to think in my head, like, is there something? Maybe I did do something. No, on social media, they're gonna be like, this you? The only this you can have on me, James Coleman, is what my friends tried to do. When I tell them I've never dated a white woman, is they found a picture of me with
playing milk,
looking like OJ at a club taking pictures, and I just think there were two FSU fans, and it was a dope experience. I don't dislike white people. I just have it's tough. Like, it's tough for me when it comes to that.
Yeah. Now I don't know. Seeing the full effects of how these things are about to go full circle is very interesting. Now we're about to see how the OnlyFans era affects everybody who's not just you. You know, yeah, you got your money, you're getting to the bag, but your kids are growing up. You know, your little siblings are growing up, and your digital footprint is
it doesn't delete. And the people screenshot.
Imagine this man gets drafted. He's at the draft. So you're sitting court.
That's not even going to happen. So here's what's really happening, because I shared this from Ball Sack Sports, which is hilarious. They're not a real media outlet, but they are hilarious. They put a picture of LeBron James in high school. Like, imagine you got to guard LeBron James after you just failed your algebra 3 test, and now LeBron's telling you about how after he puts his nuts in your face dunking on you, he's like, yeah, after the game, I'm gonna get your sister like that. I saw the tweet. I saw the viral tweets. Or Mr. Go 30's talking like, it's basically if you want to know how kids talk, go look up my guy at Mr. Go 30. And that's how kids and coaches talk to people now. So, on to that again.
What else you had?
Damn, another thing that I hate because this we may not barely get. Now we're gonna get into some sports. It might be a full hater clock today.
Yeah, we're at 40 right now.
I'm sorry. This lady writes girl problems, like not white, WRITE. She put cargo shorts on men are sexier than gray sweatpants on men, and I have a problem with that. Fuck your cargo shorts, the only people who say that shit are can't take dick. Gray sweatpants are where it's at. One, they feel comfortable. They're they are amazing to feel around. And I just think I am aware of now of the impact. And I was made aware of the impact by my white friends. Tom West, I talked about the other day. Congratulations. Beat the shit out of Paxson. Your alma mater.
First of all, you don't got to do that. You don't got to.
They put up a valiant effort.
Shout out to Paxson, the Golden Eagles.
25-0.
We didn't do that.
We scored 19. Scored 19 points in the first half.
You talking about lacrosse?
In lacrosse, yes, that's incredible. Running clock.
All the goats are gone.
Yeah, yeah. Listen. Did you go?
They need me out.
No, Ryan Langford was gone before you got there. Right?
I graduated 2017.
Yeah. Ryan was good and gone. Shout out to Ryan Langford, played in the NFL with the Paxson. Good kid. Tom, we had a parent meeting at Bowles. I have 15 different pairs of gray sweatpants. They're just comfortable. I kid you not. Forget all the other stigma. They're just more comfortable than the other ones. I don't know why. When I have a pair of red ones, the red ones fit a little tighter. The black ones are more constricting. The gray ones, I don't know what it's about gray material. It's just whatever. The point is, I like the gray one. We had a parent meeting that we had to go to where we were just, and I also don't, I don't wear drawers unless I'm working out. So we had a parent meeting and I wore gray sweatpants and in a tall white, not a tall, a BLT workout shirt, like BYLT workout shirt. Not BLT. What? BYLT is a brand. It's a nice brand of t-shirt. Like it's not like
hungry.
It's not yeah, exactly.
Some snacks.
So I was looking like a snack.
I didn't say that.
So, I know. But what I'm saying is the story. So I go in and I just go and I'm up there. So Rhino's talking. I mean, not Rhino. Excuse me. Matt Rambo, all these other guys are talking. Then they introduce me, and I talk about what's going on. And Tom sends me a text saying, "Yo, can you not wear gray sweatpants anymore?" I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Yo, you out here talking to these parents, and like your dick is in the third row." Like it's like in 3D. Like he's like, you didn't notice all the moms shifted up to the front few rows and how much attention you were getting. He's like, you probably picked up 4 personal training clients based off of that.
Is this the video that's on where you were giving a speech to the kids?
No,
I was about to say,
that wasn't that one.
There was ladies just staring at you that hard in that video.
Now that I think about it, I was wearing houndstooth, which is like gray and black pants.
Listen, watch that video again. That lady was looking at you mad hard.
No, I hope not. I know the lady you're talking about too. Her husband's huge. I don't want no problems. Commitment. He's a commitment to Florida State. I don't want no smoke, sir. Y'all, them look like they was. I ain't even gonna lie. Them 2 Negroes were bred, put together to breed athletes, man. That's what I want in my life. That go, sir. Y'all are relationship goals to me. Everybody else was Russ and Sierra or Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'm sorry if I haven't. I'm not having anymore. But if I have another one, I'm going to ask permission to contract this one out. Like, just give me 6 foot. I don't care. Like 200 pounds. Like that doesn't like intimidate me. Like we could go ISO if we need to. Like I'm looking at the end product in 18 years. That is a mutant we're gonna have. Like right now, my 2 kids right now are accidental mutants. It was just the gene was really strong. I don't know but I still don't know what's gonna happen. But anyways, my point is Tom said that, and I didn't really think about it, and it was just funny because like It's just there. But like when you wear them and you know you have something a little bit, it doesn't bother you, man. It doesn't bother you, man. You're really, again, as a man, I am just wearing what makes me comfortable. Exactly. I should not have to subject myself to the over sexualizations that the females out here have. It. Control your eyes, women. Control your eyes. I am more than my lower half. Head and eyes up, ma'am.
That's funny.
I should be able to coach in whatever I feel comfortable in coaching. Doesn't that shit sound familiar? Mm-hmm. Listen, I don't give a damn. Objectify me. That shit is amazing to feel objectified.
Yeah.
You know.
More of it for me.
Like, getting whistled at. I went to a club here in Jackson when I first moved there called Jim's Place. I actually felt how women felt for a second, but then I thought about that shit made me feel confident as fuck. And I went in there, and this old cougar came up there and grabbed me, said, "Come here, boy. Let me talk to you." I said, "Oh, ma'am." I still look good. I was like fresh removed from the NFL, so like all the muscles was in place. I ain't had no fluff yet. I was like, "Oh, ma'am, I am a man first. You must get to know the me. I am not a piece of meat. You must get to know the me on the inside first before you get to know the me on the outside."
You want to know something funny? I have no idea why, but the current thumbnail for Big Games BS in this episode is you and a white woman just hugging.
Yeah,
just hugging.
That's it.
Yeah, none of us said
that was at the tailgate. That was at the tailgate.
I didn't set this. I don't know if Miles set this.
I
the page right
I said it. I said
it.
I just pulled up the page and I was like, "That's mad funny."
You look like an evil black man.
The face is like the face is. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, now that I think about it, for people, matter of fact, I'm gonna start saying "this is you" to some of the people who got problems with Jerusalem. You know what I'm gonna say?
This you.
Y'all motherfuckers be at my tailgate, and the one thing y'all brag about is how much liquor's at the tailgate. I tell people that 3 things are gonna happen at my tailgate. You're going to find the love of your life, you're going to get a divorce, or it's going to reaffirm your relationships.
Damn, maybe I need to show up at the tailgate then. I didn't know you was giving out love. I thought it was
actually
just
had a guy.
It's a lot of
It's liquor. A lot of liquor and a lot of food.
Liquor and cigars. Free cigars.
I got asthma, Miles. You know well.
Shouldn't help, like, but yeah, but it's a lot. It's some talent out there.
Yeah.
It is beautiful people out there. And when adults get around,
agents? Huh? Are they free agents?
Listen, who cares? All right. I'm not saying this to like put anybody in bad spots. But as a single male, when you see a young lady, are you trying to get married to her at that moment, or are you looking at the things that attracted you to her?
It depends on how fine she is.
That's my point. If you got a chance to go get somebody fine, here's like
you got to go out. You got to just go.
I ask my adult friends.
What's your opening?
They come up and they'll say like, "Hey, Big Game, is he married or is he single?" When you looked at him, was you worried about was he married or single when you looked at him? And are you trying to get married tomorrow, or were you looking at him like, "Damn, that person looked fine. I would like to get my back beaten." Because if that's what you were looking at, then like let's start with that. Do you like go ahead and you take the risk? Like you only live once.
Yeah.
But if you do care about those things, which is fine, you should. It means you have morals. But like don't care. But I also know a lot of people. I'm like, man, I tell my women friends if they're a whore. I tell my male friends.
That's important.
I tell my male friends if they're a whore. When they ask me that shit, I'm like, you don't care. I know you. Just go out there and shoot your shot. You know what?
Open the line. It gotta be crispy. You know, I like to blow a little Chris Brown sometimes. You know, hey, little mama.
Please don't do that. These girls your age don't want that.
That's the white women. They're okay with that.
These little girls literally have. You guys have like my era. Brian McKnight, Johnny Gill, like smooth songs, Game. I even go a little bit older because those are older than me. Bobby Valentino has a song "Slow Down." That's slow down. It's like
him and Wayne.
Slow down. I just want to get to know you.
Yeah.
But don't turn around. Because that pretty round thing was good.
Okay, I know that song.
I've never seen anything so lovely.
I don't know that was
come
Bobby
around
Valentino.
and bless me with your beauty. Yo, I saw you walking down on Monroe.
What you walking down Tennessee Street?
Like, you know, I
so
saw
fine.
you walking down Tennessee Street, built like an angel, straight out of heaven, girl. See, I was blown away by your sexiness. And then he'll come and say, like a flower fully bloom in the summertime. You're ready to be wanted by this conversation. I hope you're ready. I'm in awe because you sound like the sun. Let me be the one to enjoy you. So let's make this girl. Now, sexy little bitch, sexy little hoe, let the way you walk, let the way you talk, let you come play and now throw these throw baby. Like that's what they like, yo. Wow. They didn't even try to harmonize it. Like my boy Benji got a whole bit. In there. My boy Benji got a whole bit on it, but it's like they didn't even like smooth like Johnny Gill, them boys can smooth it. Like sexy little bitch, sexy little hoe. I love the way you walk and talk. Like, you know, just stuff like that. But that man is aggressive with it. You know, those are, yeah, so you don't even need that game. You know, at my tailgate, honestly, God's true. If you can't get in there at that tailgate, it's just
maybe
it's not in God's plans. Like, God wants you to be a eunuch.
God don't want you to get laid.
I would say go be a priest, but God, no. Like those guys are weird too. Like I don't want you to go in that direction either. That just my hate of people just completely took me in a completely different direction. Also, I've learned that so remember I told you I have Asian friends. We have a big cat.
Yeah.
And my boy Chang is the most patient. Asians are patient. Because man, Chang is dope. But like Chang is like a golf expert. Chang gave me some golf clubs in November that I've been trying to get back to him since November.
You still got them?
They're not right in the front. Right in front of my house.
Why haven't you given it to him?
I be forgetting to put him in the truck. I want to like. Chang asked me like 2 months ago. He's like, "Yo, I got a friend who needs to borrow," because those are like his community, his golf clubs that he lends to people. He's like, "Man, I got a friend that." So my bad, Chang. You just sent me a text, bro. I just wanted to let you know I'm a terrible, terrible friend, and I don't mean anything by it. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything sports related that I even want to talk about now that I've talked about OnlyFans and
you talked about misogynistic. It's kind of podcast.
Oh,
talked about Cam.
So Tom Brady, and we'll finish with this.
What Tom Brady do?
It's why Brian Flores really got fired. Now, it has nothing to do with his lawsuit. We would have never found this out had the Dolphins owner will probably be hit with this, but I don't know why people think billionaires don't cheat. Billionaires are some of the wildest people ever. Like they got bodies. They don't give a fuck about other billionaires. They don't care about anybody. So Tom Brady's plan was to fake retire, become an executive with the Dolphins, bring in Sean Payton, the coach, then unretire. But now Brian Flores' lawsuit blew up everything.
Wow. Wait, so where'd you get this from?
Yeah.
This is stuff that's coming up. Boston Globe.
Wait,
they have an article on this.
He fake retired.
Mm-hmm. So I have a teammate, and I actually want to get him on the show. Do we have a way, like if we put the TV on, and we StreamYard, we can put guys like on here?
We just add them to the StreamYard.
Okay, but I would want to see them too. But
like, we can put on.
But I would have to have headsets.
No.
How would I hear them?
I mean, we could.
I'll show you how to do it.
Okay, all right.
I'll show you how to do it.
All right,
but
cool. Because I do want to have B-Mac on because B-Mac's so dope when it comes to sports. I also would have liked to have Sheena on as we were talking about Cam Newton, and everybody could have seen like, yeah, Sheena's the. Like, I got in so much trouble for a picture with Sheena. Like, ain't like she ain't know about Sheena. Everybody know about Sheena, but when the picture came out, she was just like, "Who the fuck is Sheena?"
Yeah,
I was like,
I mean, that's she.
I mean, no. Sheena's who I work with when I go to cover the Super Bowl. I told you about it. I didn't know she looked like that. I'm like, well, that's not my fault. Like,
are you mad at me because how she looked?
Then I thought about it. All my friends like, yo, the fuck? Fuck y'all mean? You know, what about me? I was looking good in the suit. Ain't not one person give me a compliment.
Listen, man.
Everybody talked about her. Now, she was looking good, but nobody said, it was like, how is she taking a picture with you like that? Yeah. I felt so ugly at that moment. My self-esteem went way down.
Anytime you're standing next to a beautiful woman, then you're not going to be the focus of
But what I'm saying is women and my friends were coming up mad at me for just taking the goddamn picture. And I'm like, yeah, that's fucked up. Y'all ain't even don't even think I'm capable of having, well, whatever. That's another perspective. But just hours later, on February 1st, Flores filed his lawsuit against the Dolphins in the NFL, alleging racial discrimination, as well as making explosive allegations against Ross of trying to lose games intentionally and tampering with a certain star quarterback. The lawsuit messed up everything per source. The plan to hire a white coach and a white team president without going through the Rooney Rule probably wouldn't fly once the Dolphins were sued for racial discrimination. Flores' accusations of tanking and tampering put the issue of cell phones and discovery at play for Ross and Brady. The lawsuit simply brought too much heat to the situation, and Ross and Brady had to call off their arrangement. Allegedly, what happened was,
wow.
Obviously, billionaires have yachts.
Yes.
Ross told Flores, I want you to come on this yacht. We're going to have a meeting. On the yacht, Tom Brady was there. Flores asked, I'm not going to be a part of this. I need to get off. So what happened was Ross imposed this rule that everybody in the inner city knows. Snitches get stitches. So like when you come in that situation and my man's like, nah, I don't want no part of this is illegal, you know that he can't be trusted. So you had to get rid of him. And then the goal was to bring Sean Payton. But it's kind of tough to like hire a white coach after you just fired your black coach.
And now you got a 20, not even 20, maybe like a 2% black coach and parading him around talking about diversity.
You know what? Can we get a meme? Can we get a meme with him? Like, you know how they had like missing people on the milk covers? Or like, no, they got Gustafson Farms. Can we get a picture of Josh McDaniels? I think that's who the coach is, right?
I thought that was Bill Belichick's
No, that's my bad. Who is
Belichick's
this? Yeah, that's right. Who is this guy? Anyway,
I don't even know.
It's Mike. No, it's Mike.
Logic. It is Logic, who is now an NFL coach.
The point is can we get a picture of him and have 2%?
Do that.
Because like that's basically like I like what you just said. Yeah. He's definitely not whole black.
Yeah, not even.
But 2% chocolate milk.
He's skim black.
He's skim black.
He's almond black.
Skim black. Almond milk. He's cashew milk. But oh man, that I really wish I could have got into this thing that really pissed me off. Even though I'm a big fan of the MFTK philosophy, but boy, this Grambling shit is bad.
Yeah.
Like this, but we'll try to talk about that on Friday or Fuck It Friday. Anything that you guys would like to know about, please at @sportsden_live. Hit us up in the inboxes. Content is king. Anything that you want to have an opinion on, let's start these discussions. Continue to like us on YouTube. We're getting close to that 4,000 hour.
Den Media Group is the new name on YouTube.
You can still do Sports Den.
You can still do it, but you know,
the Den Media Group would be better. Subscribe. That doesn't mean we want people to stop subscribing.
Den Media Group is how Big Games BS comes up. You know,
Fair.
Sports Den. You still got Sports Den show. Shout out to Den. He's still working, doing his thing.
Don't listen to me. Listen to the social media guru.
Den Media Group on YouTube, guys.
Yeah, let's do that. Keep checking that out. Keep sharing it. SoundCloud, all your different streaming services. Let's step it up. Don't just like it. Share it with a friend. Tell them to like it. Once we kind of get this thing established and we still have the consistency, I'm gonna do some cool things, especially if we pick up these 2 new sponsors, which are looking promising. Definitely gonna start doing swag again, start getting different things out to people, and we'll do different meet and greets. So check us out, all the different things. Make sure you check out maybe Bobby, different things that he's got. And I think is the tailgate thing gonna be released tonight, Miles, or sometime? All right, so it'll be up by tomorrow at the latest. Appreciate you guys. See you guys later.